Yo, what's up? Welcome to today's live stream. It's actually a work session for me. I don't know if you all know, I'm a developer advocate for a startup based out in San Mateo doing customer engagement. That's notifications, push notifications, emails, SMS, and that messaging, segmenting users, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I try to do these every so often just so I can keep this stream muscle strong. So I will be figuring out what I'm gonna do today. I actually haven't done my planning for today, so I'll be doing a little bit of my planning for today. Do my stand-up. We do virtual stand-up at my company, and I'm the only one on my team, so it's just like I do it for my sake. But yeah, for those of you who are here, welcome. Glad to have you. If my audio is, I actually can't hear myself today, but if my audio is fine, just let me know. Let me know if the audio isn't great or if it isn't what it usually is. All right, so in any case, let me go ahead and clear off something. I was just ordering a new photo. Oh man, I missed out on my discount. Damn it. Oh well, whatever. Give me one moment to clear out some of these other things. All right, cool. Get my email out. All right, let's go to my screen share right quick. Audio's good. Oh, dude, appreciate it. Man, you're here? I would have expected you to be in school. Didn't school start? Wait. Yeah. I forgot to say the date. It's September 6th. I actually don't know days, so yeah, September 6th. I think, yeah, school should be in, right? Maybe. Anyways, let me close my browser right quick, and we'll come over to this screen where I don't know if you all remember from last stream, for those of you who are here, I rage quit Notion. And I've gone back to using a tool called Obsidian. I was going to switch back to the tool called InkDrop, but when I was looking through their docs, it didn't seem like I can store my files wherever I wanted. It seemed like I had to store it on his server, which, I would prefer to store these on my own because I need a way to create them from GitHub. Anyway, that's another stream series. For today, I'm going to look into some of these issues here, right? So let's figure out this React PWA for what it's worth. So PWA stands for a progressive web app. And ever since iOS, or ever since Apple has allowed push notifications on iOS earlier this year, via Safari, PWAs have become an even bigger deal because the only way that you can send a push notification to Safari on iOS is if your application is a PWA and it's installed as a home screen app. Now, if you're not familiar with what a home screen app is for iOS, give me a moment while I attempt to demonstrate that. Let me open up a browser on my Imagic. All right, and let's oh, you're done with school. Oh, you got an interview in like an hour. Oh, good luck on your interview, bro. What are you applying for, or what are you interviewing for? I'm gonna share my phone. Hopefully it works. Yeah, there we are. All right, so y'all should be able to see my phone right now. And we'll come to here. And I'm gonna show you all what a home screen app is. Let's go to Brett Victor. I don't know, let's go to I like his site. And let's say I want to create this as a home screen app on iPhone. I can do is I can click this share button down there, and you'll see here that I get a bunch of options. And if you scroll down, like you don't see it initially, but if you scroll, you'll see here, add to home screen. Click that, and then you get to give it a name or whatever. So we'll just call it Brett Victor for now. And it uses the fab icon by default, but if you have a PWA, you can set the icon in your manifest file. So we'll add that, and now I have an app called Brett Victor on my phone. So if I click it, it takes me there, right? So in order to enable push notifications on Safari, you need to first install your app as a home screen app. And there's also a manifest file, you know, that you need to add in. Oh, business analyst. Okay. Toss my resume everywhere. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I think I did business analyst type stuff because I did BI for a little bit, which is business intelligence. So I have a little bit of experience with the business analyst stuff, except I think business analyst is more about requirements, defining requirements, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. You obviously would know more than I do on that front. All right, anyways, all right, so I have my little thing here. So we're gonna look into this PWA thing, and we have this React thing, which is the same thing, PWA. There's the Flutter plugin, but there's also something else that I wanted to touch on, and that is fix my my website. So I need to by pointing to new location of OneSignal service worker. All right, so I think I'm gonna do this first because this is gonna feed into some documentation that I intend to write. And then the other thing is I also need to do this right here. This is high priority for me. So we'll do a little bit of doc work later. For now, I wanna do something a little bit Cody related. So let's go ahead and open up GitHub Desktop. We're going to go to website SDK sample or something like that. OneSignal website, yeah, this one. All right, and wait, pull, okay, sure. All right, maybe I will discard these changes. All right, so let's go to this repo because I've forgotten how to access this web page. This is a GitHub Pages thing, and oh, here we are. It says it here. So let's see if it has the URL for me because I've forgotten it. What if I do this? Will it take me? Yes, perfect. Look at that. So we're gonna put this in my notes here. All right, so we'll just say get away. Hosted on hosted at here. So let's go into a little bit of detail into what's happening here. Let's open this up and we'll look at our logs. And here's the issue. It's failing to load the service worker. And if we look very closely, let me make this just a little bit bigger. Actually, I kind of want this to be on the right. Okay. Yeah, so if we look at this closely, it says that it failed to register the service worker here at this scope, GitHub IO. And then we look at the script. So it's looking at this OneSignal service worker JS file right there. And it's saying that there's a 404, which means that it can't find that particular file. Right, so it's saying that we can't load OneSignal SDK SWJS. All right, so let's go to, oh man, maybe I should have opened this in a new tab, like so. So we'll open this in a new tab. All right. And we're gonna inspect what's happening here. So if we look closely, notice here that we don't have a file here called SDK.sw. We don't have a service worker here. Although if we look here, we do have a way to import that service worker. Now, what I need to do is come into the script that I load, OneSignal, and I need to point it to where that service worker file is. Oh, I see I have a question. Let me put this up. What do you mean about BI? I might be able to use in an interview. So BI is business intelligence. And business intelligence is, it's the people who write SQL reports. Well, I call them SQL reports, but like they basically produce reports about you know, all of the different things that business units are doing. They also will identify trends it's basically one step before you get into, like, I guess, data science. It's kind of like there's an automation bit to it, right? So in my experience, because I worked as a consultant, I kind of had to do all of it. It wasn't really just like, oh, I'm a just of this. So in my experience, it's about doing something called ETLs. So, you'll produce these or extract, transform, load scripts that can take data from one system and put it into another. There was dealing with the infrastructure that enabled those types of workflows to take place, right? Because, typically a lot of your data is going to be stored in an OLTP system. OLTP is online transaction process system. I don't know. Let's see. I actually don't. Let's see. OLTP. Transactional. So it is processing. Yes. So most of the time, your data, your operational data, is going to be in those types of databases. But you need to be able to perform analytics on that data, right? And if you're doing all that analytics on the OLTP system, that means that it's spending a lot of time doing that and not processing the transactions that your business needs to operate. And on top of that, it's inefficient because typically OLTP systems are I think denormalized or normalized, whatever the word is. And what that means is instead of having duplicate data, you try your best to make sure that there's only one location for the data and you point to it, you make references to it in your tables. So typically it's not like these types of systems are not efficient for doing analytics. So what we'll do is we'll want to get that data from an OLTP system to an OLAP system, which is, I think, online analytics processing, or I don't know. Let's see what that is. Let's make sure that that's what that is, because I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah. So yeah, the goal will be to get it into a system like this. And the reason for that is that OLAP systems are much more efficient when it comes to doing data analytics, right? So one of the key things with this is that typically you're going to have denormalized data. I think it's denormalized, or maybe it's normalized. I forget the words. But you're going to basically have more duplication of your data. In addition to that, there's also data structures that support these types of analysis. And typically, like OLAP systems will, like that makes up part of your data warehouse strategy, right? So like you'll have a data warehouse, and there are different ways of organizing a data warehouse. So I think the most popular one, at least the one that I'm most familiar with, is the what do you call them? Shit, I'm over here forgetting words. It's been a while for me. You have dimensions, or you have facts and you have dimensions, or something like that. Let's see. Maybe if I Google facts and dimensions, it'll correct me. Facts, dimensions. Oh yeah, here we are. Yeah, facts, dimensions, and measures. Yeah, this. So you basically get your data into a structure like this, a star schema. Here it is, right here. And this allows you to efficiently perform analysis on your data, and that can be anything that's like aggregation type stuff, like sums, averages, standard deviation, that kind of thing. You can also do partitioning, so that you can work with separate sections of data. You could do grouping. There's all kinds of really cool things that you can do. So when I say BI, it's hard for me to kind of like split them, because I've never had a role where I've just done one thing. So forgive me for not knowing where one ends and one begins. But in my case, like, I had to do this type of stuff as well, on top of producing the reports, on top of automating things so that we can get predictive analytics. And predictive analytics is when you start getting into, some of the more statistics type stuff. Yo, what's going on? Happy to see you. How's the Git thing coming along? And when are we live streaming again? I decided that I wasn't gonna do on Monday because I forgot, like, I didn't realize that the 3rd was a Sunday. I don't know if I ever told you, but my goal is to not work on Sunday anymore. And it's like, I've already broken it one weekend. So yeah, I took Monday off. And I also took Tuesday off to as a punishment to myself that I need to make sure I don't work on Sundays. It's a habit that it's going to take me a while to build because I'm used to working every single day. And yeah, it's going well. You implemented commits. Okay. So you'll have something to share. All right, dope. That's cool. I have not done, actually, yeah. I've made some progress on YouTube Slackbot. Although I also ran into a bit of an issue. Craft, the tool that I use for my note taking, doesn't have an API. And I tried to use Notion. No, I can't do it. So I've now devolved into, like, I'm now using Obsidian again, because the goal is to now use a GitHub repo instead. So I'm gonna, create my notes in a GitHub repo. Yeah. I was doing some AI stuff as well. Wait, are you talking about like as a part of this journey from like when I used to do like data type stuff? Cause I did do AI there too. So yeah, that was part of the story I was getting at. So like, I went into predictive analytics, which, is very close to machine learning, and I started doing machine learning. And then I went on to grad school and started doing more AI type stuff. Anyway, yeah, Obsidian, I've used it in the past, and yeah. Well, they have a new product that allows you to publish pages now. That's one thing that they didn't have. It's fine. But yeah, like to answer your question directly, 20 hours later, yes, I am doing AI now. I was playing with the Whisper model, and I now have Llama on here as well, I think, maybe. Yes. I'm over here. I think I have Llama. I don't remember. Let's see. The code and color. Yeah, I have Llama on here now, which is the large language model that Facebook released. So before I need to read the paper, to be honest, because I'm gonna be real, I haven't read the paper on Llama, and maybe, I don't know, maybe this will be a good thing to get me back into Obsidian, is to use it for like learning about Llama, how does it work, as well as how is this particular library architected, because maybe I can make contributions to the library. I've already decided that I'm probably going to make contributions to Whisper, and that's simply because I know a little bit about audio, and in order for me to do anything with Whisper, I have to do a lot of transformation to get my audio in a way that it can read it. It would be pretty dope if other people didn't have to do that. So I may write an extension, because it's just C++. Let's go into here. And I actually do know a little C. I hate it, but I do know C++. I don't really tell people I know C++. But yeah, I may add some functionality here that will automatically take a file, like an audio file, whether it be, I don't know, it could be MP3 as well. Obviously, I'm going to rely on a library like FFmpeg, but it's like I would like to be able to say, hey, here's my MP3 file, and then it just knows how to convert it to WAV so that I can do the thing. And I think I can do that via as streaming. I think maybe could be cool. I got to put this up. Could be cool to do a joint paper reading sometime. Have you read Seminal Attention is All You Need for Transformers? No, I have not, and I'm happy to do that. Because you're an AI researcher, right? That's what you were doing, weren't you? You're a researcher actually, I don't know. I don't know if we ever talked about what you did, but for some reason, I felt like you were an AI researcher. So yeah, that may be beneficial for me to do it. I'm happy to read a paper with you. Let me, Seminal Attention is All You Need. Let's see here. Is it through Cornell University? But one of the cool things that I've noticed about Cornell is that well, I don't know if it's about Cornell, although I do have a connection to Cornell that I won't get into right now. But it's actually kind of interesting how so much of the research that I've read have come from Cornell and CMU and Stanford. Those are the top three where I'm seeing a lot of research coming out from AI and machine learning, which is interesting. Okay, yeah, you used to work in the AI lab. Okay, that explains it. You're a researcher in there, work very closely with researchers who are PhDs and postdocs. I want to say I have another friend who is, I think she's that too. She works at Google AI, I think, or Google Brain or something. Like, I'll have to ask her. Actually, I'm gonna see if she'd be willing to like hop on stream sometime. Cause like, I think if you do that kind of work, y'all would probably love each other. And she's in New York too. So like that, yeah, I'm gonna hit her up and see like if she wants to talk about this stuff. She's kind of told me about some of it, and I don't really understand it that much. I'm just like, yeah, I understand it's a hard problem. I think she works with like robotics and like where they can figure out where they are in space, if that makes sense. There's a word for it. I forget what it was. And she sent me some stuff, and I was just like, But like, it's like where you can figure out where in space a robot is, or a robot needs to be able to know where it is in space, like one of its appendages or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, she's pretty dope, and like now I know 4 people who do this. So yeah, which is interesting. Yeah. Y'all should go subscribe. He just started. I don't know if I forced him to, but like I convinced him to go ahead and get started ASAP. Do you have any videos up yet? 20 hours later? And do you want me to call you 20 hours later here? Like, cause I know other people don't know who you are, but I do. All right, let me download this paper right quick. Well, how many pages? Maybe I'll just print it. I'm one of those people. I'm curious. 20 hours later, like, do you print these out? Like, cause I have trouble reading on a screen. I don't know why, but like, I had to like print it out, and I'm curious, like, do you do that too, or do you have to do that? I'm gonna save it first though, and we're gonna put this in. Where am I putting this at? I finally got new hard drives, by the way. So like, I finally done my organization of data. So yeah, we'll put this in papers. And this is, what is this? Oh, come on. Let's come here. Attention is all you need. Actually, they should say memory is all you need. I have a terrible memory. Now I have to go back to where I was. Okay, so we'll come into here, and that was in volumes, Hermes, or wait, what? Oh, media. Yeah, media, books, papers. All right, and then we'll just put that in there, .pdf. Cool. Whatever is it. Well, it's easier for me to call you Pratik because that's what I know you as. I'm gonna call you that. Yo, what's up, Steven? Yeah, it's been a minute. I was talking earlier about it. Like, I accidentally streamed on Sunday, on the 3rd, and this is a week after I made my promise to myself that I will no longer work on Sundays. So I took Monday off, and then I took Tuesday off as like, it's like punitive for punishment for not sticking to what I said that I would do. So yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, how you been doing? Since the last time we spoke. Oh yeah, you printing is a lot easier for you too. Yeah. Yeah. Oh dude, actually, all right, so speaking of eCam community, bro, I reached out to them. I need to follow up. So I got a response back from them, and they gave me some, basically, I'm going to be talking to them a little bit more. I'll leave it at that. We could talk more about it offline. They've been having these free live workshops that I've been tuning into daily. So they told me to subscribe, not subscribe, but go to their Facebook, and like, contribute there as well. The problem is I don't have a Facebook account. Or maybe I do. If I have an Instagram account, maybe I technically do have a Facebook account, but I don't go to Facebook, and I don't have a device that I'm willing to go and use Facebook on. Maybe if I become an Apple sheep this year and buy the new iPhone, even though I said I wouldn't do it, maybe I'll take this iPhone 10 or 11 that's on my desk, and that will be repurposed as my spyware phone, where I'm willing to put TikTok and Facebook and all of the things that spy on me, and I can connect it to a different, I have 2 networks here in my house, just FYI, so I can connect it to a different network that I let guests connect to, and yeah, I'll probably also sign in under like my alias account, and I'm really we won't get into that, but But yeah, let's go ahead and close that out. All right, so what I was saying is that I need to come into this initialization function here, and I need to specify where the service worker is meant to be. I think we have something like that on our docs, maybe. Let me move this here. I don't want to keep going back and forth. It's going to become confusing to me. All right, and let's close this. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are Mac users, right, I forgot to mention when I was saving that file how you can do what I just did. If you are on Finder like I am right now, if you look in the top menu here, just like when you don't have an application selected, typically Finder is the default application. What you could do is you can press Command-Shift-G. All right, I just realized that my keybinds aren't up, so let me put keybinds up. And I'm also going to change the display to another display and move it over here for y'all to make it a little bit easier. So yeah, if you press Command, Shift, and G, that's going to open up this go-to window. And it's just like your terminal where like you can do CD and then you could be like, oh, I want to go into like volumes and then whatever it was, like these things right here. It's the same way. You get tab completion and everything. It's pretty dope. So let's say I want to go to papers. I just press enter and it takes me to papers, right? And anytime that you're interacting with a Finder window, you can press Command-Shift-G to go to wherever you want. Now, you can also press Command-Shift-K if you want to go to network locations. So if you do that, it'll take you to your network locations. If you want to go to applications, you can press Command-Shift-A. It'll take you there. If you press Command-Shift-D, it takes you to your desktop. I think Command-Shift-U takes you to utility. Yeah, it does take you to utilities. Yeah, there's all kinds of these little, these pro tips that if you watch me long enough, you'll eventually learn these. I've been a Mac OS user for so long, like to me, these are just second nature. Like just navigating around your system, doing other things. Also, if you want to go forward and backwards in history, is Command-Shift, or it's Command left bracket, right bracket. So you can also just navigate just like so. And if you want to change the way windows are displayed, let me make this bigger. So you can do list, Command-2. You could do icons, Command-1. You could do the big one, like where it like shows you all your directories, and then you could do. Gosh, I forgot what they called it. They announced it in like Snow Leopard or something like that. But this view here, where you get like the preview view. So yeah, just the FYI. Look at that. Algorithms, which I know about algorithms like that. Yeah. So anyway, let's go back to my default view, which is typically this one. And yeah. Oh, and to close the windows, Command-W. That's how I'm closing these windows, by the way. All right. And if you want to open up a new Finder window, you just press Command-N. And if you want to create a new directory, Command-Shift-N, do some stuff, and then delete, Command-Delete. Yeah, there's your things learned for the day. So I've accomplished that goal. All right, let's open up a new thing on the bottom or top, I guess. And we'll go to documentation. All right. So what I'm looking for is service worker. Maybe I should have taken the first one. Oh, yo, what's up going on, Chris? I'm surprised. Wait, well, I'm about to say Singapore. Philippines. Philippines is 10 hours ahead, correct? Because I think you're 2 hours. I think you're 2 hours ahead of Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, let me go. I actually don't know. Like, to be fair to me, I don't know anyone in the Philippines, so other than you, I guess. So that's probably why I don't know the time zone. I know Singapore is typically 12 hours, but certain times of the year is 13 hours. I know CET. I know like Dubai time, which is 9 hours. I know London and Nigeria, which is 6 hours. Oh, it's 10. Wait, a 10-hour nap is 1 a.m. My gosh. This dude said a 10-hour nap, bro. You just woke up, bro. You just woke up. That's not a nap. This man went to sleep and he talking about, yeah, this was a nap. Oh, by the way, since you're here, they're thinking about coming here the last week of, or here, hold on, let me pull up a calendar, because I'm sure you know this by now, like me and time is hard to deal with. So I think I saw the 30th to the 1st, or wait, hold on. You know what? How about I'm gonna just go look at Slack, because I've already forgotten. Let me see if I can find that. I wonder where did he put that in? Like, was that in general? Or was it random? All right, well, the date that I think I may have saw was this date right here. So coming on a Saturday, although if you did come, I would recommend come on a Friday and, like, you know, just come Friday evening. But yeah, coming on Saturday and then leaving on like the 3rd or 4th or something like that. So what I would recommend is if you do end up coming here, Chris, come on Friday and then, like, you know, stay till like the 1st or 2nd or whatever. I can take off a couple days if needed, and we could do some stuff then. And Pratik, you're welcome to come too. I'm not if you want, like, I don't want you to feel excluded here. You're welcome to come down to Texas and be in the heat if you really want to. I don't really know what we're doing. It's just like, I don't know, maybe, who knows. But yeah, so yeah, hopefully that gives you a little bit of more information, Chris. I would have forgotten if I didn't see you here. So so man, like, I'm glad that you showed up, because otherwise you would have been getting it last minute where it's like, oh yeah, they said they're coming tomorrow. Well, Burning Man, except, like, we have civilization here in Texas, so you'll have food, you know, you'll be living in a nice place. What I was thinking is, if they were going to stay here at my place, we have, I won't get into it here, because then people start to understand that I'm living in another kind. But yeah, you would just come live here. How about that? No, we have places for you to stay here. All right. Where's my? Did I just close my window like a dumbass? I did close it like a dumbass. Okay, here we are. And let me do a little bit of window management right quick. All right. So there should be something here that allows me to point to where my service worker is going to be at. I don't remember what it's called, and I don't think my application is using TypeScript. So I don't know if it's going to tell me what are my options. Oops. All right, we'll put that over here. And let's open up this HTML file, and let's see if I get any type of IntelliSense here. No, I don't. All right, let's see if I can at least get type information. No, I can't. So, oh my gosh. The pains of JavaScript. So I can customize this here, I think. Service worker registration scope. Yeah, this is what I want here. All right, here we are. So it's service worker param. And that's going to be an object, I suppose. And then there's service worker path, which is just going to be a string. Well, yeah, but also technically I didn't install anything here. Like, when I say install, I mean, like, I didn't pull any packages down. This is like true old school. For what it's worth, any of you web developers, and you're like, you think that this is like React is how web development works. Nah, React is just creating this for you. So anyway, so I'm actually pulling the script down from the CDN, and this script is JavaScript, which means that it's well, first of all, it's minified JavaScript. So here it is. So yeah, I'm not gonna get anything. I get nothing here. Yeah, linking directly. And this, wait, there it is. This SDK worker right here. I don't even know if that should be called SDK worker. Oh yeah, it should be. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Yeah, one signal SDK worker JS. So I need to tell this where this particular thing is. Now here's the issue. Because I am using GitHub Pages, it put like, even though like the way it works is that you have to give it the name of your repo first, and then it goes to that path. So I need to tell one signal, hey, you know, the path is this right here. So it's the same file name, it's just behind this path right here. So this is going to be one signal. Encasing is important, I think, maybe. Oh yeah, actually, I don't like this. I don't like this casing shouldn't be important on the web, in my opinion, but I'm going to name it the same thing because for reasons. Let's go back to here. All right, so we see here we have the path and then the thing, right? And then the scope is also going to be very, very similar, right? So I'm going to figure out what the scope is just by looking at the error that I'm getting. Oh wait, I gotta put this up. Yeah. This good old days is simple web days. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't know why, but it seems like none of the lessons that we've learned in software engineering, I don't want to say none of them, but most of them, they just seem to like go unlearned in web, which is just, I don't understand it. And yeah, like I do miss the days where like you could just, you know, you just get like Apache server, and then you have PHP and you hook it up via CGI and you just write basic HTML pages. Maybe you do a template, maybe. Yeah, those were the days. Nowadays, it's like everything has to be like a megabyte of JavaScript. And then, you know, we don't use the browser really. We use our own routing instead of, anyway. I think this is why I'm probably going to use this thing called Astro. And I think, Chris, you're the person, you got to teach me Astro. Because I did look a little bit into it, and it seems like they care more about just having just native web. It's very different from Next, which, to be honest, outside of the API stuff that I get from Next, I can't say I love it. Just maybe a hot take, but I don't care. So it's just like, I'd rather not. Anyway, let's look at this error right quick to see what I need to do. Okay, so we see here, failed to register service worker for the scope. So here's my scope, right? That's the thing that I needed. So, shit, why did I do that? So let's copy this thing and put that here. And we'll save it. Now here's the problem. All of this stuff, like this would have worked locally as is. However, because, you know, I've configured this to work with my, whatever this page is, GitHub Pages, I have to push these changes up, then test it, which is a whole other step. It's annoying. And it's also like, it makes my commit history messy. And I have to commit it to main to see it. So yeah, this is very poor engineering practices in my opinion. However, I don't really have much of a choice. Well, I mean, I do, but it's too much effort. Like, this is meant to be a sample, not me actually doing real things. Anyway, so we're gonna say point to service worker in proper scope, and we'll push these changes up. Oh, dude, yeah, like, so I need to do a blog, I think, maybe. That's kind of what Craft was for me, where it's just like, it's easier for me to just type a bunch of words and then just like hit share, versus me have to type words, but then also have to worry about styling, and then also have to worry about like committing and then creating my PR and then merging, and it's too much effort. But this is just me making excuses. I'll address it. Okay, service worker installation. Is this even the right? Did it even do the thing? Let's see. So we're gonna look at the script. This is what I mean by like, this is a terrible way of doing it. So we are getting this right here. So it is pulling the latest there. All right. Now here's the problem. Look at that. Do y'all notice that? This isn't the latest. And I have no idea how to make it get the latest one. My gosh, this is caching. Oh wait, no, here we are. All right, cool. Now I got the latest one. Now let's see if we get a different error. No, it looks like it's the same error. My gosh. Okay. Yeah. Uncalled registration of a service worker manager. Okay, service worker manager. It's coming back with a 404. My Signal SDK JS app. Yeah, why is this coming back with a 404? Let's look into the. Oh, I don't want to do that. We'll look at the. I'll look at the request. Oh, here we are. Let's make this a little bit bigger so I can see things. So it's trying to load this from one Signal SDK. This is wrong. It needs to be whatever the name of this repo is. One Signal website SDK-sample. I don't understand why that, yeah. It's almost as if the thing that I just did doesn't have an effect. That's what I'm feeling like. All right, let's go here first. Yeah, it's still trying to load it from the wrong place. I wonder if it's because of here. GitHub one Signal service worker. No, this should have worked. So what I'm gonna try is this right here. I'm gonna add this to the scope and see if this makes a difference. This is what I meant by it's gonna make my history, my Git history trash. Cause I'm just gonna try some things. All right, so we'll say make GitHub page, GitHub, we'll call it GH page path. Add to scope. All right, let's see if that makes a difference. Part of this is just figuring out how to get this to work in the context of GitHub pages, I suppose. And maybe I should go and look to see if I'm even getting the right. I'm not. So we wait and hope that at some point it's going to actually update and give me the thing that I just did. It's still not giving me the thing I just did. For what it's worth, this is the thing that I just did. I added this little fragment to my scope, and I'm waiting for that to be reflected here. I'm not sure how long I have to wait, to be honest. All right, still. Let's come here and let's make sure that my cache is turned off. Wait. There was oh wait, here we are. Yeah, disable cache, okay. Just wanted to make sure. Oh, maybe I can do command shift R. Is that a way to like really get? Okay, there we are. Okay, so now it's a different thing. So let's see if this network request is different now. So we go to, nope, it's not. Okay. Okay, sure. Let's look at here. We're gonna just go to this file and all right, we're gonna have to just do it. Let's see if I can go to open up Visual Studio, and we'll make a new file name, and we'll just put this in. It's JavaScript. And let's format. Okay. So I'm doing this like, it's still minified, but that's okay. Like, no variable names don't mean much to me. I can still kind of figure out what's happening here. All right, we define our function, RE. And the reason why I'm doing this is I'm trying to see at what, like, how are we determining where to load things at, right? And if I look for that param, what is it called? If I look for this right here, right? I'm looking for something like this, like scope or something. Oh, here we are. So registration option. So we are pulling this from scope. So we get the registration. Oh, I see. Check that initiator tab. What's the initiator tab? Oh, this right here. I see. What would I guess. Okay. I've never heard of this initiator tab. This is new for me. Which VS Code theme are you rocking? It's the default. Like, hold on, let me see. Theme. Dark high contrast. Yeah, there you are. It's literally a default. All of my, like, most things that allow me to have a high contrast theme, that's what I use. Because contrast is how you like let the biology of your brain do a lot of the work without you having to actually put effort into it. Like, if things are easy to differentiate. So hopefully that gives you an answer. Just dark high contrast. It gives you the stack trace, so you can see where the URL is being set. You could then maybe debug wise. Okay, I see. Okay, that's good to know, because I was literally about to do it the other way, which is, yeah, I'm not embarrassed to show it, but this is typically what I'll do. Is like, if I know that there are certain properties that are being used, I'll just search for those certain properties, and then I'll kind of, like, you know, piece it together. I think that takes a lot longer than just letting my computer do it. So yeah, this is something new to me. So we see code and color GitHub, one signal website SDK sample. Okay, so I'm assuming that this means that this is the thing that made the request, and then it requested this particular page, this script right here, and then this script made a request to whatever this is, to actually pull down the actual SDK, and then this SDK made a call to this place right here in order to do the thing. Now the problem is that it's not really clear to me at what point does the SDK say, hey, we see that you've made this configuration here, and let's put the correct path here. That's what I was expecting to see here, was that this would have that one signal, whatever the thing is, the name of the repo. Does that make sense? Because, I mean, I don't know, maybe it doesn't make sense. I can close this. I don't think I need this anymore. We'll close this too. So it's something about this scope is just not sitting right. Service worker path. Service worker path. And okay, my path, my custom scope. I wonder if I need to put that trailing slash. Is that important somehow? Like, is this important? We'll see. And I think I just got a message from somebody. Let me. Oh, it's just telling me I need to go to lunch. What I think I'm going to do is throw a breakpoint. Maybe I'll do it from here. We'll go into elements, or we'll go into sources. And where is the thing? Is this it? You know what? We'll just do it from here. So right after this init thing right here, this callback. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa. Something's off. Okay. All right. Never mind. It's just, that was weird. It doesn't show the close. That's so weird. That's interesting. Okay. Anyway, we'll put a debugger thing right there. All right. Ah, shit. And I forgot this isn't gonna work. I keep forgetting that I'm not doing this locally. This makes my life so much harder. So yeah, I gotta do this push. I'm sure I'm gonna have to wait. And if all goes properly, it'll stop. It'll basically, I'll get like a debugger thing where it'll stop the execution, and then I can go and inspect the state of this one signal object. Actually, I don't even have to do that. Maybe I can inspect it this way. Initialize module. Okay, initialize config options. All right, config app config. Wait, where's app config coming from? Oh wait, config manager, get app config option. Let's look for that. I wonder if this has like a go to. No, it doesn't. Okay. All right, where is this config manager at? Pages, managers, okay. Page, managers, config manager. Okay, what is that gonna pull out? Config helper, my gosh. What? Oh my gosh. All right. This wouldn't be that big of a deal if I can just like navigate to it by like selecting it, but I don't think I can. So it's like, it's annoying to me that I have to do all this. So go into helpers, config helper. Okay. Here's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to figure out at what point is it getting these two properties, or do these properties even exist? Right, because this is a new version of the SDK, and I don't know if I've updated all the docs. So, so yeah, that's part of it. And maybe I have a better way of doing this. We can go into the actual repo for this, and just one signal. That'll be one signal website SDK. All right, and we'll look for our migration guide, because it's probably here, right? And I just didn't read it. Okay, let's see. Scope, here we are. I think this is what I have. So maybe these were updated, and yeah, I just didn't realize it. I'm doing this just to make sure that I have the same name. Oh, and I guess this slash right there is important, maybe. I don't know. And maybe I don't need this either, maybe. And I maybe don't need this trailing. I really don't know. I'm making this up right now. Like, I have no idea how this is meant to work. I'm also going to delete this debugger, because I just realized that I can just get it directly by typing out the object that I want to inspect. Okay. I don't know. All right, let me put a little link to that. Man, I'm hungry. That's probably what, yeah. It's interesting how like my little calendar thing, it's like, oh yeah, you're hungry, well, you should go eat. It is my lunchtime. That's probably why I'm hungry. All right, let's see if we got the newest thing yet. We'll come back to here. Nope. we still hit the debugger, but that's okay, I suppose. Now I can inspect this while we're at it. Okay, so device record, events, notifications, version, cache, config. Config is null. Interesting. Wait, the configuration is null. Why? How could that be? Can we even return null? Like we return something always. I don't understand. Huh. All right, this is the latest one, and still nothing. All right, I'm going to reach out to someone. We have this AI thing in our workspace, so I'm gonna ask it like, what is the exact thing I have to do? Alright, let's see. To configure one signal, you should need to add the necessary one signal code. Yes, I've done that. Alright, and script, yep, I've done all of that too. If it tells me to do the same, it's subdomain name. Okay. There's another property here that I need. That's not, I don't know if it was documented. Maybe it is. Let me go check before I move forward. So we're going to look for subdomain. Yeah, that don't exist. Is this hallucinating? Subdomain. Oh, no, wait, yeah, subdomain name. We don't have a subdomain name here. I don't see a subdomain name. Let's see if we have that here. Oops, wrong one. Subdomain name. Yeah, we don't have that. Oh, wait. Let's see. Is it not gonna work? What the hell is going on? Is it because I'm already on the page? All right, let's look for subdomain. Yeah, there is no subdomain name property. I think this is hallucinating. I can't show this because this is my work Slack. I'm just asking one of my coworkers about his site. Maybe I can figure this out. Basically, I'm trying to figure out what his URL is. I have no idea what it is. So I think we can figure that out maybe. So that'll be GitHub, more than likely.com. We'll go into OneSignal. All right. Here we are. Maybe this is it. Okay, let's see. I guess he's doing it in another file. Maybe he's doing it here. All right, this is what I was looking for right here. Okay, there is service worker param push OneSignal slash, wait, why is it slash JS? Oops. Push OneSignal service worker. I'm curious if he's putting it in this directory to force it to not try to use a top level directory. I wonder. I really don't know, to be honest. Let's see if we can take a look. Okay, I'll come to here. Wait, app.js? This isn't app.js. It's what's the name of that file? I've already forgotten the name of the file. God damn it. OneSignal something maybe. Methods, here we are. Okay, so let's look at the network. We'll filter for OneSignal. Okay, so his site requests OneSignal methods.js. I wonder if that's how he's getting around this. And here's, all right, I guess I can back up. I don't know if this is clear to people who are watching. So in order for GitHub Pages to work, it's like this configuration thing that it does for you. Instead of hosting your page at a top level, like at the root of your directory, which would be the name of the repo, what it instead does is it's GitHub / your repo, and then that's your root. So the root is one level removed from where it actually is. And our plugin requires you to actually know where the root of your site is. So I wonder if there's just a little mix up happening. And here's what I'm saying, that maybe him adding this OneSignal methods, basically him saying, all right, instead of loading, OneSignal on the root, let's go to this other file where I now have a little bit more control over where things are. I could do that. And honestly, maybe I should just do that instead of fighting. Yeah, and if we come here and we look at this index, right? Instead of loading OneSignal, he's loading OneSignal.js. And when we go to OneSignal.js, let's go to OneSignal.js. OneSignal methods.js, yeah, here we are. So, and then here is where, he's doing some other things, right? So, Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll do it this way. I'm not happy about adding new files though, or like, I don't like adding more complexity, but it's whatever. It's not that complex. So we'll just come here, and then I'm gonna call this scripts. Oh shit, what did I just, that was dumb. I don't know why I did that. I'm used to using the command line. That's my excuse. So we'll put scripts here, and then we'll just call this one signal. And we will come into here, this little thing right there, I think. So basically I'm kind of copying most of this. So this is I don't know if I want to do it this way though. I have to. This is what happens when you don't get the nice tools of like of some of these newer developer, these new website building tools. So I had to create this anonymous function right here and pass in the document. That's what's happening here. I think this is called an IFE, an immediately evoked function expression or something. I don't know, something like that. So yeah, we'll do that. So we'll wrap this into that. We'll say function is going to give us the document, which is the DOM. And then apparently the script is going to, yeah, so we'll call it DNS. All right, and then here we can pass in the document like so. Okay, now I want to take all of this, move that up here. Okay, so window, well, before I do any of that, I do need to do all this thing right here. So he's literally going in and creating it. This could be a workaround. So we'll do that. And then we have, okay, we're adding an event handler on the script. So we're using the literal DOM here to do this, which is what I didn't want to do, but whatever, we'll accept it. Get rid of all these, I hate semicolons. All right, now I suppose I should put this in there too. And we'll move that. So now my scope is going to be different. It's going to be script slash scripts. Okay, now we need to come over into here, and I'm going to load my script instead. So this is going to be source scripts one signal. Now, my question is, why couldn't we do the async thing here, right? So if you notice here, we're doing that this way. And yeah, it's interesting to me, but whatever, I'll leave it alone. I've already finished. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. do want to see if there is this thing anywhere in here. This is interesting to me, actually. Like, I wonder, does it matter when you define these things? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's actually the thing. It doesn't matter. Like when you do these things, maybe. So yeah, we're gonna do here. And I'm gonna put this at the top just because. Okay, I think that should be good. So now I shouldn't need this anymore. I hope, maybe. Smells like someone is cooking, but they're doing a bad job of it. It's like something is burning right now. It's not me. I'm not cooking anything right now. Although I will be making pasta. I made some dope marinara sauce last night. All right, let's see what happens when I go to the site. Are we gonna get an error? I'm fine with getting an error so long as it's a different error. Yeah, we're not there yet. We have to. Yeah, all right, we gotta wait. It's not. This is how I know we gotta wait. Is because. Oh wait, let me look at here. Yeah. So this isn't what I have anymore. I just deleted all of that. Oh, look at that. Okay, perfect. So we now get. Or no, not perfect yet. No. This maybe is perfect. Yeah. One signal JS. Yeah, perfect. All right, cool. So are we getting a different error? No, we're not. It's still upset with something. So I think the next move is to go and check my whatever the app ID is for this. I actually don't even know what app I'm using, which is probably part of the problem. Is that I have no idea which app I'm using or like how it's set up. So that's the next step, which is I got to figure out what this is, which app corresponds to that. So we'll open up my REST client and figure that out. One signal. Okay, so then we're going to do app management. Yeah, here we are. View apps, view app. And the app in question is that. Man, it would be so dope if it gave me like the URL. One signal website SDK sample. Okay, all right, that's good enough though. So we'll go into that. Log in. I've already forgotten the name of it. What was it called? I've already forgotten the name of it. One signal website SDK sample. Okay, so let's see if I could just type in SDK. What? I have two? Wait a minute. Man, like if this is the issue, it said I didn't even configure the goddamn site. Or I have two? What? No. All right, I'm confused now. I am seriously confused. All right. Code and color, yep, that's right. Okay. All right, user error. Oh my gosh, all right, scripts. Now the question is, maybe is it gonna answer? Wait, no, it's not scripts. It's not scripts. It's whatever the name of the site is, scripts, or whatever the name of the repo is, scripts. And of course I don't know the name of that, so we got to figure that out. So it's going to be this part right here, right? So let's see. Let's make sure we can do this way. So we see scripts, yeah, something like that. And then let's look for one signal SDK worker .js. All right, yeah, cool. All right, so okay, so this was user error. I don't know why, but I thought I did this, but maybe I didn't. No, I'm learning now that, you know, sometimes I don't do things. All right, main service worker file name, yeah, it's gonna be that. Updaters, yeah, service worker registration scope. I think it's gonna be this right here. And then scripts. Or whatever I have here. Scripts. One signal service worker. We'll see. We're just gonna play around until things start to work. Oh my gosh. Main file name is required. What? This is the name of the file. Like, why? Pass must start with a slash. Okay, fine. Maybe that's the real problem. No. So these default names don't work apparently. Okay, fine. We'll do this. And then .js. And SDK updater worker. SDK updater worker. .js. You gonna leave me alone now? All right, look at that. Cool. It's leaving me alone now. Man, what if the issue has turned out to be that the whole time and I've done all this other crap thinking that that was the issue and then that wasn't really the issue? Let's refresh this. One signal. Okay, that was literally it. Fuck. Okay. Oh, man. So as a result of that, I'm going to back off my last change. So what I can do is just come into here and then just say revert changes. We'll look at it just to confirm that these are indeed the changes that I expect. Come in the index and yeah, I think that this is good. I wonder if this should be async. Maybe this should be async. I'm not gonna change it yet, but let's go ahead and push these changes up. Yo, what's up, Atul? I'm not building anything right now. I am working, actually. So I'm a developer advocate for OneSignal, and yeah, my workday is typically around experiencing all of the potential issues that people can have, documenting what they are, and making sure that other people don't have to experience it. So this is our newest version of the SDK, and we've changed some things. So I'm going in and just making sure things work the way that I expect them to work. And I just realized that, God damn it, okay. I just realized that I forgot to also go back and update the OneSignal part of this. So we'll need to go back. And this is no longer the case. So the path to whatever is now just going to be that right there. And yeah, no more scripts. Maybe that. Path, okay, fine. Fine, I will end it with a freaking slash. Okay. So I'm gonna push, okay. But I mean, if you join for some of my my other streams, typically where it's like building something or whatever, then I'm actually building things. And lately I've been working on this thing that I'm calling the YouTube Slack bot. It's literally a Slack bot that does stuff with YouTube. And the last stream that I did, I was working on building out authentication so that I can store all of the different accounts that I need to integrate with on behalf of a user in my database. I haven't finished that. I actually ran into an issue where one of my function triggers, or I'm sorry, not one of my triggers and functions aren't working the way that I expect. Basically, whenever I insert, here I can show it to you right quick. I can't go into detail because that's not work, but I can at least kind of show you what I'm getting at here. All right, we'll make this a little bit bigger. Go here. Okay, so let's say I go to my auth table, or user technically here. So I tried to create a new account, and for some odd reason, the account wasn't created, which caused the entire transaction to fail. So it never actually inserted the thing. So here's what happened. When you insert a record into a database, into a table, and you're using like, what do you call those things? I'm gonna call it an event because that's the best way. That's the term that most makes sense to me. You get an event from Postgres saying, oh, this insert is happening and here's the data being inserted. The problem is that the value or the variable name that, here, let me show it here. The value or the variable name new, for some odd reason, it's not returning to me the actual value. Now, I don't know if it's because it's lowercase new or what, like I have no idea, right? So that was the issue that I'm facing, is that when I try to do this .id, it's like, hey, well, they're like, this thing is null or undefined or something like that. It's not actually saying that. That's what I'm saying to kind of relate it to programming. But yeah, so this is the issue that I ran into and I didn't fix it. And the goal is to be able to, upon insert to my user auth table, go and create a new record in this profile table. Right now, there's only one thing that really matters. I can always extend and add columns, but go and create a fill or record here and make sure that you give me this ID the same as the ID in the auth table. The reason for that is that eventually this table, well, not YouTube videos, I'm sorry. Eventually this table is going to store, a pointer to the profile that it belongs to, right? And the idea here is that, say for instance, you sign up for this thing and you have multiple YouTube accounts, which is possible. I have 4, so it's like, it's really just off my problem. So it's like, I want to be able to say, okay, well, you have these 4 YouTube accounts. Which one do you want to actually use here? Which one do you want to do stuff with? Maybe you want to do it for all of them. Maybe you only want to do it for one. But in either case, I need to know which account to use to fetch the videos from. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2 is, like, there's the integrations with other services, right? Like there's Slack, which this is all working under Slack. There's also, at least I had it in my mind, I was going to use something called Craft. Can't use it. I was like, I'll do Notion. No, Notion is no longer an option. I'm now going to write to a repository in GitHub, which means I need to store GitHub credentials. Well, what if you're someone like me and you have 3 GitHub accounts, right? Like maybe I want to like say, all right, for these types of live streams, I want to have technically, hold on. I have 2 GitHub accounts. I'm a part of several orgs is what I really meant to say. And maybe I want to be able to write to a specific org. In order to do that, I had to have a token for that particular org that I can do on behalf of that user. So again, I need a way to store all of the different, profiles or accounts that a user may have. And sure, this isn't a problem that most people, are going to face, but for me, I have more than one, so I'm really solving it for myself. So that's what I'm currently building. Currently, as in like this specific point or region in time, this space and time is what I'm building. But as of right now, I'm actually just working on work, which is me struggling right now, struggling to figure out why in the hell. Okay, I fixed it. Never mind. So yeah, I just have to go and update it. Man, my gosh, that, okay. Not only do I have an issue, it's that like our migration guides just say, oh, by the way, this is only half of what you need to do. You need to also go and do this other thing. Okay, so this seems to be working now. So now I get to like figure out this notification bell thing. So there's a thing that I normally do to determine whether or not this is truly working. Let's come here. Yeah, whatever, we'll just go to a new thing. So we'll do, wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll just go to history. It's a little bit easier. We're gonna go to website, one signal, website, SDK. Here we are. Oh wait, the notification bell stuff isn't here anymore? That's interesting. Interesting. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. So this is one that's using the prompt slide down. Ah man, I forgot what it's called. I guess this is why we have docs, right? We're coming to our docs. Website. We'll just, I forget this down here. So we'll do front end SDKs, web, and let's look for a notification. Or maybe I'll just type bell. How about that? Bell. And then notify button. Okay. We should, that's not JSON. JSON is not a type. Like, JSON is not a fucking type. It's even in the name. JavaScript object notation. It's not a type. Why? I didn't do this, for what it's worth. I didn't put this. This is an object. Like, these things do matter, in my opinion. All right, so here we're gonna say enable. Fine. Yeah, I don't really care about anything else at this point. This is good enough. Okay, so let's push this. One day this is going to update to be what I just did. So let's hope that it happens soon. Still thinking. Let's see. That's cool. Probably hope you figure out a bug. Yeah. I think I've already figured it out. Are you talking about that other thing? Well, technically that's not a bug. Right, like that's not a bug. I have the literal definition of the word bug, which in this case, like, this is just lack of knowledge. I think the platform Supabase has changed a little bit, and I'm a little rusty on stuff like that because I haven't been doing that kind of stuff as much as I used to. So it's probably something that like I have notes for somewhere that I just need to go and like figure out. But that's part of the reason, and like this is another side project while I have Llama on my machine. I have a lot of notes, and the reason why I have this other tool on my team, or not tool on my team, this other tool at my disposal called Whisper, is that I have a lot of videos where I talk a lot about a lot of different things. And if you pair my notes with all of the words that I've spoken, with all of the repositories with commits and all the documentation that I've written that I have access to, I can train a model and be like, all right, I know I've done this before. What, like, either A, like, show me what to do, aka go look at the code that I've done before and just spit it back out to me, or B, like, go, like, tell me where I can go within one of my videos or something like that to find that information. All right, let's see if this is okay. All right, here we are. So I fully expected to see that little notification bell down here. But I do understand that sometimes I won't see it, so we'll open up Firefox. Maybe I should open up Developer Edition, Firefox. Cause I don't think I have any of the same tools installed to like prevent everything from happening. So we'll go here. Nope, still not working. What tools do I have on here? Extensions. Okay, none of these should be blocking anything. Okay, that was what I was worried about. It's like maybe, and then it's tracking protection. Okay, let's turn that off. Okay, and notifications are allowed. Okay, well then, no idea. Sure, whatever. Let's go and see if I can at least receive a notification. Oh wait, no, here we are. It just took a while. Okay, yeah, subscribe. Let's do that. And let's go and send myself a notification. So we'll finish. Messages, new message, push. So this is just like Devlog. Send to all. Okay, title. Testing. Okay. Launch URL. We're not gonna do anything. Let's just do that. Send. Okay. Here we're seeing could not get service worker to post message. Okay, but whatever this other browser is, it got it. So need to get this working. All right, so that seems to be working. Okay, well then, yeah, there we are. I see Steven, he's like, bugs are unexpected features. For me, a bug is if you have a specification or a design, and which is represents the way that something should work. AKA you said it should work this way and it doesn't behave that way, you get different behavior. To me, that's a bug. So my definition of a bug, it comes with the implication that you yourself or someone has said how something should work, right? Like if it works the way that you said it should work, then it's not a bug. If you didn't say how it should work, it's not a bug because it didn't, like, you haven't even said what it's supposed to do. And when I say said, I mean in words, like in writing. To me, like, words mean jack shit. They mean nothing to me until I can read them on a piece of paper or on the screen, like, or it's recorded. Basically, it has to actually exist and not just be like, in the ether or in your mind. To me, whatever's in your mind doesn't exist. Doesn't exist until you get it out and you put it somewhere where another human or even like another entity can see it. At that point, it becomes real. But at this point, I mean, shit, it is working technically, but I'm not happy with how it's working. So I'm going to take this experience and like figure out what I need to do to improve our docs so that I will never have to do this experience again. Because I will be real, like, I don't remember how to do most things. I'll make it a point to not remember it. It's too many things. Like, it's, as you get older, especially if you're like, high level person, like, you do a lot of stuff and it becomes a bit of a waste to memorize how to do everything. Instead, you get good at like recognizing I wrote this somewhere and let me go search there, right? And that's what I'm doing here. Whereas I'm going to put this in our documentation so that the next time I do something like this, I just follow what I have in the docs, versus me having to figure it out from scratch. Any case, I've been here for an hour and 40 minutes. I'm hungry. Yeah, so unless y'all got questions and you got something that you want to chat about, I think I'm gonna call it. But I'm gonna stay around for 30 seconds, maybe a minute, to see, because I know there's a delay. So yeah, I'm gonna, if you got a question, or if you want to, chat real quick, I'm happy to stay around at least until my 2-hour mark. That is like, I'm actually leaving at my 2-hour mark. So it gives you about 22 minutes, or none if there are no questions. And it could be about anything. It doesn't have to be about technology. It could be about things that I actually like everything else. Food, travel, photography, videography, the new camera that I just bought, or the new print that I just ordered, which should be here soon. In fact, I will go on about this camera. I ordered a Leica Q3. I'm kind of excited for it. I also have, I just received my A7R5 like last week, 2 weeks ago, but I had to send it back to get a new one because the EVF was messed up. I bought two. I bought a A7R5. Here, I'm gonna put this up just for the people who are on Twitch who are like, what is he even talking about? By the way, if you're on Twitch, I stream to YouTube, and that's actually where that's my main platform these days. But yeah, oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I put the wrong one up here. What camera did you buy? I bought two. The Sony A7R5 and a Leica Q3. And yes, I have to wait. Like, I ordered it, and that's the thing that sucks. Like, you pay for it up front, and they don't even tell you when you're gonna get it. So like, I'm hoping that I get it before my trip to Japan. Yeah, I guess worst case is I'll get it before I go to Singapore for my winter break. So there's that. Yeah, Q3. All right, I'm curious, why are you jealous? Like, you can buy a 60 megapixel camera. The Sony A7R5 is 61 megapixels. In fact, it's the same sensor. Leica uses Sony sensors. So does Panasonic. So, like, yeah. There's that. The only real benefit for me of the Leica Q3 is that it's a full frame point and shoot. So it'll kind of replace my Fuji X100V, maybe. I'm not going to sell my X100V. It's just that I kind of want a full frame sensor with a wider aperture so I can get a shallower depth of field in certain situations when I'm traveling. But like, when you're out in the street, which, when I travel a lot, I'm all over the place, and I don't know what kind of environment I'm gonna be in. Having a wider lens is always useful. So my X100V is 35 millimeter, which is a little bit too tight in certain places, especially if you're like walking down these narrow alleys, whatever. It's a little bit too much. It's a little bit too zoomed in. Whereas the 28, is really, really good for like narrow areas. And because 61 megapixels, I can crop in to simulate, up to 90 millimeters. Although I don't get the same effect, because the longer your focal length, the more compression happens in your image, which is something that cropping doesn't do. So there's that. Yeah. Like the small form factor of the Leica. Let me put this up. But my budget, been looking at the X100 V is dope. So I bought mine the day it came out. I have heard some rumors that they may announce the X100. I think they're gonna call it, I don't know what it is, but the 6th one. That they will likely announce it in March of next year, and I'll probably buy it then. Basically, when they make the announcement, I'll buy it, especially if it has the new X-Trans sensor from the XT5. Which I have an XT5 too, and the XT5 sensor is 40 megapixels. It's not as high resolution as the Sony, but it is a noticeable improvement over the X-Trans 3 sensor, I think, which is 26.2 megapixels or something like that. And I'm hoping that they add either IBIS It could be wishful thinking. I don't care, but I hope that they add IBIS, because that's the one thing that like annoys me about my Fuji, is that like it doesn't have IBIS. Or maybe give me optical image stabilization in the lens, or allow me to, you know, stop down. I'm gonna call it stop down, even though technically I'm making the aperture bigger. If it allows me to stop down to like 1.8 instead of 2. Actually, I would prefer 1.4 to be real. I'm gonna be real. I want 1.4, 1.2. That would be dope. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's gonna happen. The other thing that I would like is the same screen from the X-T5, right? So if you've ever seen the X-T5, it has, yeah, let me bring it up. Let me bring that up right quick. We'll go to images. All right, so I want this screen right here from the X-T5. And what's kind of cool about it is that for portrait photography, it allows you to like flip it. So like you can have it do this and you can flip it and you can have it up above you, or you can have it below you. That's one thing that I would like. So, you know, the tilt screen that was a huge step forward for me from the X100F. But now, like, you know, I need that other flip, you know, for the portrait, because I don't always shoot in landscape. In fact, I shoot a lot in portrait. Especially if I'm gonna, like, if I know for a fact I'm probably gonna put something on Instagram, I'd rather shoot it in portrait, you know. Oh dude, yeah, welcome back. We're on cameras now. I was like, I'm here for the next 15 minutes, I suppose, or up to the next 15 minutes. I'm not gonna just stand here for no reason. So if y'all have questions, you as well, casual economists, if you have questions, you want to talk about something else, like, now's the time. I'm willing to, you know, delay my lunch for another few minutes. So yeah, I was just talking about what I want in the next X100 camera, and I was also talking about the 2 new cameras that I received and then I had to send back, and I had to exchange it because the EVF was messed up, the Sony A7R5, and then the other one is my Leica Q3, which I ordered a while ago, but I still have no idea when it's coming. It just says back ordered, and it doesn't give me any date or any indication of like, hey, you'll get your camera this year before your trip. That's my main thing. I'm going on a couple trips this year. I got Japan. I'll probably do 3, maybe 4 cities, and then Singapore. I'll probably hit up, you know, Thailand again. I may go to Vietnam, or try to go to Vietnam again. They denied me entry last time. I'll probably hit up Malaysia again. And I'll spend like 4 or 5 weeks out there. So it's just like, I want my Q3 for there. Worst case, I can go to the Leica store in Singapore, you know, and get it there tax-free. Get it there tax-free. That's a lot of money, by the way, if you know, because I think taxes there, GST is like 9% there. They raised it. It used to be lower, but it's 9% there. But because of reasons that I won't go into right now, I don't have to pay those taxes. So effectively, I can get something for, you know, the price, and I guess there it would be free because I'll pay for it out of I have a bank account there, so I'll just pay for it out of there, which I look at as anytime I pay for anything out of that account while I'm over there, it's free to me. I'm just like, I just go here and just live life. It's pretty dope. But yeah, I was saying I want this flip out screen on the X-T5. He said he's gonna practice some SQL. I have here's a game that maybe you should look into. SQL, it's called Lost at SQL. And here, I'll share this. So this is I think a decent way to learn SQL if you like story driven type stuff, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess. Okay. Yeah, it's good. We don't care about any of that. Yeah, so it has like these, I don't know, these things. I don't know. Difficulty 3 out of 10. Sure, I don't know. So like you go through these things and like they'll give you, wait, what? Okay, like I don't care. It's just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so they'll give you like these things right here and like you're meant to like write a query or something to answer it. There's also the story mode. Let's go back to the story mode. Or continue the game. Yeah, so the story mode is how you learn. We'll skip that. And like it'll be like, some things, what's happening, and then you just give an answer. So wait, I don't know what it wants, but I guess it's just like select everything from this malfunctions table or something like that. I really don't know. I'm gonna run it and see if it, oh, it wants me to select these 2 things. So this is why you should read the thing. It says literally start issues and malfunction. It literally says what to select, and I didn't read it. But yeah, you'll want to go and read it and then like run the query, and then like if you get it right, you'll move on to the next thing. And like if you have errors, it's going to keep track of those errors. So the goal is to get through as much of this as possible without running into any errors. And yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess. Yeah. I'm not going to go into it, but if you want to learn SQL, there you go. Also, you should be aware that there are different flavors of SQL, right? Like there's not like SQL, even though we have this, it is structured query language, yes, but there are different flavors of SQL, right? So with MySQL, which is now owned by Oracle, I think, it uses whatever their version of SQL is. I don't know what it is. I don't use that. I think Maria is also the same thing. Is it MariaDB? Maybe MariaDB. Yeah. So MariaDB is like, it's literally MySQL, but not owned by Oracle. But then you also have Postgres, PGSQL, which is its own dialect. You also have T-SQL, like Transact SQL, which is SQL Server's dialect. I think Presto has a version of SQL. Let's see, Presto SQL. Yeah. They have their own flavor of SQL. I think Looker even has its own set of SQL. Who else? Well, I don't think MongoDB uses SQL at all. Also, there's SQLite, which also has its own flavor of SQL. So, yeah. If you think SQL is easy, that's because it's not. If you think it's easy, that tells me what you've done with it. No. Well, for people who are doing basic shit, which is, I guess, most people, sure. But no, absolutely not. There's so many things about SQL that, at least because I know a lot of it, like it's not very easy, like partitioning is a whole other thing, or CTEs, common table expressions, whole other things. Doing some of the aggregate, like the window functions, those can be a little bit challenging. Doing pivoting. So not all databases have this concept of a pivot table, but like it's useful to do. Well, if your database doesn't have a concept of that, you have to do it manually. Okay, that's kind of challenging. Here I can only show you like advanced SQL from the context of Postgres. So that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go to Postgres. And if you really want to learn SQL, this is where you go. You literally go and read the docs for Postgres. They have the best docs of any database vendor I have ever had. Like I've had to use. So if we come to documentation, it's really well laid out, right? So 16 is the release candidate. We're not gonna go there. Wait. Oh yeah, view manual. My bad. So indexes is this whole other thing, right? Like, how do you know which index to use? Is that easy to you? Because it's not easy to me. Like, I mean, to a degree, right? Where it's like, when will you use a B tree index versus gen? Like, do you? Oh, well, if you meant the basics, bro, like, I'm gonna be real. The basics of everything is easy. That's why we call it the basics. It's because they are easy. But when you get into like actual stuff, nah, bro. Most of this is not easy. Although like just knowing like which types of indexes to use, to me that's relatively easy, kind of is. But also there's types, like working with types in a database, especially in Postgres, because it cares a lot about types, and you need to do a lot of coercion. Sometimes you need to do conditional coercions, and then here's a cool thing: running things in parallel. Like a fucking parallel join. Like, can you imagine a parallel join? Yeah, anyway, so there's a lot of stuff, to databases that, in my opinion, are not that simple. Like one of the things that I'm currently, tripped out on right now is event triggers, where for some odd reason, even though the trigger is firing, I'm not getting the data that I expect. And how do you debug that, right? Or let's say that you do, if you explain some query, right? Let's come to my little, whatever this is. And we're gonna select a dumb query, like something that doesn't really matter that much. So we'll come here and then we'll just take whatever this is. And let's do a new, oops, get away, go away. We'll do a new query here, or a new one. Wait, why is it, this is weird to me. Why when I click new, it gives me freaking not a new query? That doesn't make sense to me. Syntax error near described. The fuck? Well, shit like this, it's like, yeah, anyway. I'm pretty sure I didn't call describe right. And instead of going and figuring it out, I'm just going to move on, because how much time do I have? I have 6 minutes. So yeah, I'm assuming there are no more questions because no one has asked any other questions. So I'm going to go prepare my lunch. So yeah. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. If you like it, give a like, thumbs up, follow, subscribe, all the things. I may be back later today, maybe not. But in either case, I will see y'all later. It's been fun. I don't know. I wouldn't say you're screwed, but just understand that there's a lot to learn. And like even someone like me, who like I will gladly tell you that like I don't know that much about SQL stuff. I know way more than a lot of people. And like, let's be real, in the marketplace, you are competing against people like me. So you may not need to know these things, but if you're trying to get to those, those salary levels that, certain folks are making, you might need to know these things. But in any case, I will see you next time. Thank you for joining. And yeah, it's been great. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Peace.